gotta be kidding me! Hot, hot, hot! Presto, presto! Hot, hot, hot! Chugga, chugga! Hot, hot, hot! Presto, presto! You gotta be kidding me! Chugga, chugga!
You require my assistance?
Aha!
You require my assistance?
Chugga, chugga! You gotta be kidding me!
You require my assistance?
Aha!
You require my assistance?
You gotta be kidding me! Kidding me! Kidding me! Kidding me!
Someday I'll be just like you!
I'm master of magics!
Where am I?
Someday I'll be just like you!
I'm master of magics!
Where am I?
Dead from the shadow!
For Dalaran.
Dead from the shadow!
Acquiring target.
Dead from the shadow!
For Dalaran. For Dalaran.
Chug!
This is our town, scrub.
Ready for action!
Another round?
THLers, welcome to Sunday
My
Showdown.
assistance?
We have some banging matches for you tonight. I am Doctorfeesh, and casting with me today is going to be Mr. RonMexico. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Man, I am excited to get into some of these matches. The pro one as kind of like our undercard, Glee versus AgentPWE, and hard to call a matchup between two one seeds and undercard, but we have a playoff deciding match after this between Khell and Shansui. A lot of exciting stuff coming our way.
Yeah, super exciting. Yep. So first match, like Ron mentioned, is going to be Glee versus AgentPWE in the Pro Series. I believe that is F2L. Glee is on F2L. Agent is on the Winkeepers. And then, of course, we have a match NoProsHere versus AskHS, going to decide everything. And well, we got Pro Series matches, which means we can take a look at the deck lists and go ahead and run through them. Yeah, they are. All right. Ron,
Right,
you want to run through Glee?
Yeah, we have on Glee's side, he's got a Demon Hunter, kind of your standard Demon Hunter list that we've been seeing a lot lately in Soul DH, running the one Pen Flinger. Most of the other cards seem to be pretty core to this. We've got a Mage that looks to be trying to counter some Demon Hunter stuff, running a double Frostbolt. We have a Secret Miracle Rogue. Of course, the double Dragon's Horde, double Vendetta package in this one, and then a Bomb Warrior. So pretty well-rounded lineup here from Glee. Wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the other side,
we have AgentPWE, with a Highlander Rogue, a very facey Highlander Rogue. Facey Highlander Hunter. He does have a Highlander Rogue, but it's not a face deck. It's Highlander Galakrond Rogue coming out from Agent, as well as Bomb Warrior, both of them running the Galakrond package, and no skippers, and a Highlander Priest. So very much Highlandery from AgentPWE.
yes, and
Yeah.
with Glee bringing a Bomb Warrior, of course, no surprise when we come to our bans that AgentPWE is going to want to ban that deck that shuts down Highlander effects.
Yeah, definitely. And Glee also went ahead and banned the Warrior. That deck does pretty well against everything that he has brought, so you just get that out of the way as well.
All right, no Warriors allowed. Well, if the players are ready, let's jump into it.
So this is
Our leadoff format, of course, Pro Series Conquest format. So we are going to see when a deck gets through. When a deck gets a win, that is, it gets through, and you can no longer queue up that deck. And then you have your remaining ones that you also are required to win with in order to get through.
Cool.
yes.
Yep. So just for our viewers out there, AgentPWE, which is right at your screen, is going to be on the bottom with Glee on top. So our casters will be checking out Agent first for spectate.
Fantastic.
Now let the players know that they can go.
So what do you think we're going to see as a leadoff here from these players?
I think we're going to see Highlander Hunter from Agent, and I think we're going to see Demon Hunter or Rogue from Glee.
Seems respectable.
Yeah, Hunter's just a pretty good lead deck in general. Get a feel for what's there. What do you think?
I definitely like a Demon Hunter leadoff from Glee, and on AgentPWE's side, I could easily see the Highlander Hunter as well. Possibly Priest lead, depends on comfortability with Priest. A lot of players just want to get that out there, but we are underway, so we'll find out.
We have eyeballs. Gotta click them.
Time for that mini game where we deal with a shifting friends list and click on the spectates. And it is exactly that. AgentPWE brings a Highlander Hunter to start off, and Glee, of course, bringing Soul Demon Hunter.
Okay. All right, so let's see what possible mulligans. I think Agent may only mulligan the Crane. I would definitely keep the Battle Mage because you just want your early game. Then for Glee, I can see pretty much everything except for the Wand Maker getting mulliganed back.
As I try to work through some technical difficulties to actually
problem.
spectate the players.
Yep, players are they haven't gone through with the mulligans yet, so you still got some time. So so both mulligans were exactly as I would have thought, with Agent keeping the Dwarven Sharpshooter and the Battle Mage. Oh, picking up a Wolpertune. He's got 3 different options on turn 1, and I would like to see the Sharpshooter come down.
I'm going to go ahead and restart the client.
Okay. So while Ron gets everything figured out,
Quickly.
I wonder.
so Agent's deciding between 3 different 1-drops.
Nothing but a bunch
Drops
of
the,
big
drops the Dwarven Sharpshooter on 1. And Glee picks up a Spirit Jailer. So I would believe that would be will probably be kept because that will just be fodder for a hero power and a 3. Possibly just gonna use a hero power here. But if you want to if he's thinking of getting some souls in deck, you can always play that. A Jailer now, or I would very likely just hero power and either attack the 1 or just go face. But Glee opts for the Spirit Jailer on 1. Getting souls, getting some soul fragments in deck.
I like that play. Even if you wind up losing the minion to the ping hero power from the ability from the Sharpshooter, you're still forcing your opponent to use their entire turn just dealing with that. And that's totally fine for your game plan as Demon Hunter.
And something also taking into account is if Agent's pinging that, he's not going face. So that's 2 damage. That's 2 face damage averted. Because even though this is Highlander Hunter, this deck likes to go face.
You don't pick the ones.
All right, now I'm finally in. I can spectate these.
Yep.
Back on track.
And Glee picks up a Consume Magic off of the Wand Maker.
Got a decent amount of options here for AgentPWE here.
Yeah.
There's a number of things he can do. He moused over the spear at first, considering maybe just taking 2 damage and using the rusher to clear this. Animal Companion is also reasonable, but there are low rolls. Looks like Pee-wee wants to go with the spear.
Yeah, spear he does.
Right, and on Glee's side, not under a lot of pressure, holding coin Marrow Slicer. Very often, Demon Hunter would just want to coin that out and start smacking face.
Yeah.
Quick double check of the Hunter list to see if there is any kind of weapon hate, like a Swamp Ooze.
There is no weapon tech
There
at
is
all.
not. It would literally just be Zephyrus. So Glee could just hold back this swing or push face, depending on how sparky he feels. I like it, Glee. Face is the place.
Yep. Not really caring too much about the 1-2. It's not massive threat at this point. We do see a nice bit of taunt come in here. I could see a play with you use the Brawler and the Adorable Infestation. Also a possibility of just Brawler plus hero power, but we're going to see Adorable on the 1-2. Mousing over a Tinger.
Yep, AgentPWE. We're going to just go efficient with the hero power here.
Yeah.
Possibly trying to bait out the 3-2 for the clear. If you play a Brawler, you walk right into the Mystic, which is clearing up your entire board. Even though we see that Glee doesn't have it, it could easily be a consideration for AgentPWE. This plays around Blade Dance slightly, having 4 minions instead of 3. And, of course, Blade Dance not really getting a whole lot of value right now.
Yeah.
Sort of awkward turn for Glee here.
Mm-hmm.
Soulshare definitely feels like the best option, and yeah, just wants to rip off one of these Blade Dances now and push damage face. Or holding back.
Yeah. I think the Blade Dance was fine because there's not going to be that many opportunities with this deck to pull off like massive Blade Storms when you're just hitting for a lot of damage. So I like that play.
And with Glee holding the other Blade Dance, this could possibly be a turn where AgentPWE feels safe going wide again, expecting that the likelihood of another Blade Dance is low. Also having that Aug Merchant in hand with the Brawler is pretty nice, and may just choose to play Brawler, Aug, and press the button.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think that's what I would have put down on for a play as well. I think you hold the Beast.
Considering just going in with as much power as possible. Battle Mage, swing the weapon too. Hedging the bets slightly.
You gotta go all in if you're gonna do that.
I think I would have preferred to see the hero power here, but
yeah,
PWE just taking it kind of in between.
Mm-hmm.
This does create difficulties once again for the Blade Dance, although that Consume Magic in hand could enable just dealing with the Brawler a lot easier. The play that Glee most likely wanted to make was one of these 5-mana minions, these 3 5-mana minions that he's holding that enable a lot of face damage, and yet there isn't really a great option here, so Consume Magic does look like the play. Just going to rip that other Blade Dance. We've already seen him hold back the weapon swing in the last turn. Stands to reason maybe he holds it back this turn too. The only thing you'd be worried about losing this weapon to would be a Zephyrus. And if Zephyrus is being used to remove 1 durability on a weapon, you consider that a win for the Demon.
Yep. There are multiple options other than, well, yeah, Zephyrus to remove the 1 durability. Yeah, of course. You want He's going to want Zephyrus.
And here we finally see the Animal Companion and the Battle Mage get played. And AgentPWE going in once again with as much damage as he can muster, as wide of a board as he can make once again. And Glee, having used a whole lot of clear, would have been very happy to see a Mystic, but does not find it yet.
I like this. Getting the adept on the board.
choosing to just minimize damage. I love the no floating of any mana there, pressing the irrelevant hero power button at the end of the turn.
Yeah, can't float the mana. Okay.
Oh,
These choices.
that is a Lorekeeper Polk that could put a Bran on top of the deck for the next turn, even though you float a little bit of mana.
I think you play Polk.
It's a very tempting play. It's either Polk or Reader, almost certainly.
Yes,
If he takes
definitely.
Cult Neophyte, I need to give up on casting because I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah. I mean, might as well just see both of us out of the room. Like, it's got to be Polk Heller, it's got to be Reader. The only option, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're thinking if I pick Lord, then my Zeph goes really far back in my deck.
Well, it's a combination of like you pretty much never draw Zeph and you just go in for the burst now. Do you think you have enough? Do you think he's not holding lifesteal? And I can totally understand the Reader because this is play everything, use all your mana, and draw 3 cards.
Yeah, I like it. Because with the Reader, you're still playing all your cards, but you're not drawing. Like, you know what you're drawing next, but like now there's a whole extra setup. I mean, it's almost
when
like
you get Bran anyway.
It's like he's almost like he picked and played Pokel anyways. The deck doesn't need to be shuffled anymore.
And on the other side, we have Glee just looking desperate for healing right now. Chaos Strike needs to find a Warblades. Soul Frag will help a little bit.
Double Soul Frag, okay.
Double Soul Frag, okay. 4 healings, not nothing.
All right, found the second adept. That's a nice find. Can clear that and clear out the Reader.
Yep, looks like he just wants to clear up that card draw. Bran could be used efficiently. Oh, wow.
There's a choice.
Well, the reason that you would have picked Polk is to put literally these 2 cards right on the top of your deck to draw them. AgentPWE doesn't need Lorekeeper Polk. He's just going to draw these cards anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, now you have a decision. Do you just drop the Bran? You don't think they can burst you enough to actually matter, and you just go face with the Crush, or does he kind of hedge and go Pack Tactics plus Dragonbane plus a hero power?
Dragonbane could set up the lethal for the next turn because Crush hero power would be 10 damage on the next turn, which you could do very efficiently on turn 9.
Yeah.
Dragonbane Pack Tactics hero power could be just very strong. Either you remove the minion on board or you push 5 face damage. Either way, you set up a lethal. I really like Dragonbane play.
Alright, Minion's gone. That's a really good hit. Either were good hits, so the Dragonbane was definitely win-win.
So I think, unfortunately for AgentPWE, he probably would have preferred that Dragonbane to just go face, so he would have the guaranteed Bran lethal on the next play, because Demon Hunter really doesn't run any taunts. So if there's no healing, it's over. But as we can see, it's pretty much over right now anyway.
Pending that.
I don't actually see any cards in hand for Glee that possibly allow for a way for him to win this game.
No, just especially with the Pack Tactics, anything that gets swung into just creates a 3/3. Glee would have needed to draw the blades, the war blades. Yeah. So no healing found. It looks like Agent's gonna wrap this up next turn. Just the fact that Glee wasn't able to get down the lapidaries to deal that massive amount of damage was just so crucial for Agent to get to these power turns. That's really nice drawing. Okay. We are going to see everything removed.
Well, you can't even remove the Dragonbane.
Yeah. So now...
This is very over. Wow.
yeah, it's over.
These draws from AgentPWE are absolutely incredible.
Yes. Well,
so yeah, he could pick his lethal. He could have even thrown the Zeph out there too. But just going with the King Crush. Nicely navigated by AgentPWE, and the Hunter gets through as he takes a 1-0 lead in the series.
Yeah, I don't think Glee's too upset about that. in the long run, but I mean, it's always not good to lose the first one.
The Highlander Hunter, I believe, has pretty good matchups against both the Mage and the Rogue that Glee still had remaining, so that deck was very likely always getting through. And now we're down to the Highlander Rogue and the Highlander Priest for AgentPWE, while, of course, Glee has his full stable of choices outside of the Band Warrior.
Yeah. What do you see coming next? I mean, I would venture a Rogue.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Glee just queue up Demon Hunter again.
Yeah.
And on AgentPWE's side, I would say probably the Priest.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna wonder if I thought Agent might bring the Rogue out, and that I figured Glee would just re-queue Demon Hunter. But I mean, I guess the Highlander Priest is not bad against. Probably not that bad into Soul DH. I don't know that matchup so well.
Priest does a whole lot of shenanigans, so it gets close to even.
Okay.
I believe the Demon Hunter is favored, but it is close.
Oh, okay, Glee brought out the Rogue.
And AgentPWE does, in fact, bring out the Priest, but Glee mixing it up a little bit, maybe anticipating a Priest from AgentPWE, and I'm pretty sure that Rogue does have the best overall matchup against Priest out of the remaining decks for Glee.
Yeah, Big Edwin. Big Edwin Jr. That's just overall general ability to almost just create enough things from the Rogue, and all the secrets can really mess with the Priest.
Oh wow! Well, look at
look at this.
That setup for Glee here with all those cards that you can just go off with.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
And for AgentPWE, just not much to do but take it slow early. Looks like Glee just wants to get the Hanar online right now. Are we also going to see the prep plagiarize, or is he going to wait? Expecting it's very unlikely for Hanar to get removed right here on turn 2 from AgentPWE.
That forces out the. I mean, it doesn't force out the Pyro. I think I still would have played it regardless, unless.
Wow, a Shadow Step as well. He could get an absolutely unconscionably large Edwin if he wanted to, although I'm not sure that's really the plan you want to go for against Priest because of that card in AgentPWE's far left. Shadow Word Death can just completely take out an Edwin early.
Yeah.
So chooses to go with the Secret to start off for Hanar. May want to prep this Pressure Plate right now, because a single spell and a trade from the Pyro would be enough to kill the Hanar. Going instead with the Step. I like this play too.
Yeah, it's a good play. Doesn't really want anything out on the board.
Oh, and there's a Zephyrus.
There's a Zephyrus. We're going to see that held for a while. Oh, I would think it's going to get held, but I don't know for sure.
We'll see what AgentPWE wants to do to try to test whatever secret is up right now. Because, of course, this is open list, he knows exactly what secrets are in Glee's decks, which would be Plagiarize and Dirty Tricks, and nothing else. So now playing that Renew knows that it's not Dirty Tricks, and it can't be the other two that exist for Rogue. So he knows that he's giving his opponent a Plagiarized Renew and nothing else.
Yep. Definitely good testing by Agent.
And here, more Hanar shenanigans.
Yes.
Going with Hanar, Prep, the Pressure Plate. Probably going to see Edwin here too because of the sequencing.
Probably, yeah.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
That's good.
And just a casual 8/8 Edwin.
But I would guess PWE
very nicely ordered here to start with the Holy Smite, guarantee killing Hanar, contests the pressure plate, loses the pyro, and has the Shadow Word Death clean up the Edwin. Extremely well played by AgentPWE to make sure that that board is cleared up. And now Glee, on the other hand, with some interesting options being presented, just going to rip a secret passage right away.
I like that. There's really nothing that was wanted
And that's
out of the hand.
that's a brutal whiff there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean,
2 stunners, a step, and a dirty tricks.
I wouldn't-
Just awful.
I would just put that back in the deck, I think.
Well, you probably want to play the dirty tricks. And
Yeah, I mean, you play the
go
dirty
ahead and
tricks,
just
yeah.
play the stunner.
Oh, okay. You're gonna use the shadow step so that the stunner stays in hand. Smart plays.
So unfortunately for Glee, that is both shadow steps already used, and we're only on turn 4.
Yeah, it's 2 shadow steps in a prep. So there's nothing left to discount or to bring things back to hand.
Your wish is my suggestion.
And AgentPWE just going with the Zeph right now.
Gonna take the Brightwing, I would guess.
Do we want to be friends?
No, we want to remove
Going with the clear of the secret. I'm a bit surprised by that play for Zephyrus. Maybe he was expecting a different card off of Zephyrus there.
Yeah. I mean, it's
With
not bad
the-
to draw a card. But
Complete with the emote. I'm not sure exactly what the plan was from AgentPWE.
Yeah, I don't.
Glee leading off with the Renew, finds a Plagiarize and a Togwaggle scheme. Plague of Madness, pretty unlikely to be the pick.
Yeah, I think they
Scheme can be
plagiarized.
quite good, though,
Ooh,
against
Scheme, okay.
Priest.
Okay. Yeah, it just puts more stuff in deck.
And some disappointing options being offered by the Wand Thief. So instead of getting to control the random thing you find, just taking the completely random tome.
Ooh.
Gurgle, Nozdormu, and Varanus
I
being
think we
offered
take-
here from Horde.
Take Varanus. Yeah, I was saying I take Varanus. It's up. You can just play it on curve next turn. And the
Now
only
just got a dagger and pass.
the only thing you're hoping is that there's no Cabal plus wave. But also you don't have to play Varanus now.
I love that there is a main decked Living Dragon Breath in AgentPWE's Highlander Priest deck, clearly playing around some freeze mage shenanigans.
Yeah. I like it.
Will be almost completely irrelevant in this game.
Yeah. Ripping the second secret passage, okay. I mean, I don't blame Glee for doing that. And there's no reason to play Jandis right now when you have Tog's scheme. You probably want to combine the two of them eventually.
There's the second
Give
Wand
me a
Thief,
quest.
which, hey, maybe the
Ooh.
card it offers actually makes Living Dragon Breath relevant if it offers a freeze. Like Brain Freeze in particular. Lair Draconic Cram Session and Netherwind Portal. Again, not great options.
No,
Looks
I
like
think-
he's mousing just card draw here.
Yeah, that's probably the best option is card draw. You do that, you play the Pharaoh's Cat.
Choose suit.
You're good. I mean, you can debate whether to swing face or not.
And gets that Questing Adventurer charged up to a 5/5. Sometimes a crucial breakpoint to want to leave it at a 4/4, but in this scenario with Shadow Word Death and Zephyrus already being used, seems safer to charge up the minion.
Yeah, at that point there's only Shadow Word Ruin to do that, and then
And in hand, AgentPWE has 0 guaranteed way to deal with the Questing Adventurer.
taking a
So just going to
50-50.
take this 50-50 right here.
Yeah.
And this is huge. This can decide a lot of elements of this game. Where does it go?
5/5.
And the RNG is very much in AgentPWE's favor here as he clears a 5/5 that could have gotten irresponsibly large and
Yeah.
hit for a lot of damage.
Jandis Toxic. Oh, that's a
Some
runner.
good minions as well in the Twilight Runner and the
Yeah.
Rumbler.
Yeah.
And picking the Rumbler, wants to protect the Twilight Runner and its card draw as much as possible.
Yeah.
We see a Redemption being thrown down as well, or considering it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance maybe he wants to play the Redemption with the Stunner on his own Jandis.
Maybe, yeah. And Tog's
So
team will
many
get 2
options.
copies only. You want more copies eventually.
Looks
Don't
like
let the
that
door
is the
hit you.
plan. So J-Bar now costs 6 instead of 5, but still quite
Too
strong.
soon.
And then gonna end the turn with the random mage spell. Hey look, the Dragon Breath is relevant.
It is,
That
yeah.
Cone of Cold will not freeze until the Dragon Breath dies, but the Dragon Breath is probably about to die.
Wow.
What a draw from
That
AgentPWE.
draw. Now Agent has to decide if this is the right time for it. Honestly, Kronks is very good. It just clears the entire board. It has an option to clear the entire board depending on if the Rumbler is the one that was picked. And so you could.
True, but you could always test the Dragon Breath heading into the Rumbler to get the guaranteed clear
Yeah.
from Kronks anyway. Looks like he just wants
Mirror.
to go with the Soul Mirror.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Because
that
crucially
the draw,
it does
that draw is
represent
massive.
a draw too.
Find that death. We are gonna see a returning 1/1 though, because that was the first minion that was being killed.
All right, and numerous options again on
I
the
kinda
side
wanna-
of Lee here.
Kind of want to see the Varanus come out here and you can
Leads
clear
with the
board.
Dragon's Horde.
Okay.
Interesting.
Picks
Takan and Kargath were both
Red
intriguing options, but of course Glee does run Miscreants in his deck, so
Mhm.
that Dark Pharaoh Takan can be very strong.
Ooh,
Might even want to use the Togwaggle scheme
wanna
to get
draw
more
first.
Miscreants into deck for
yeah.
just ridiculous lackey power generation. This game is quickly descending into some serious shenanigans.
Now Cone of Cold will freeze.
And lots of options for PWE. Raised Dead could bring back a Zephyrus, so I guess he wants to lead with that, see if he gets it, and he does.
Does get the Zephyrus.
Incredible. Also
And
with
also-
the Dragon Queen in hand.
Wow. And gets the Twilight Runner on top of it. That's
We're just
pretty
seeing all
good.
kinds of power from both players.
Yeah. This Flesh Giant's not going to have an easy time getting discounted, sadly, anymore.
So, in your guys' opinion, if you have too many choices, does that skew up your play, your original play?
Sometimes it can be, it can be just a really distracting, difficult thing to figure out what to do if you have, say, just an embarrassment of riches, I guess, and you don't know which good play is actually the best play.
Yeah. Because I mean, you saw when on that last turn when he drew the Soul Mirror, I would have probably played Kronks there, but now you look at it and the fact that he Soul
So
Mirrored for the
many
draw and everything,
options.
like you see that there was actually a better result that happened from Agent holding off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he would want to play the Soul Mirror if it wasn't for the draw being represented. On
Yeah.
Glee's side here, he's faced with a very dangerous board, and he's holding the Varanus. Looks like he wants to play that card, but unfortunately does not have enough mana to play the Cone of Cold in conjunction with it.
Yeah. That would
Could
have
want to
be next
use the
turn.
Cone just to stall damage because this is a lot incoming.
I like
And
that.
it looks
I
like
just-
that's the decision here.
Yeah. If you get Miscreants, you could play both lackeys. Oh, got found a Kobold lackey and a Faceless.
And yep, here are some 4/4s coming down.
Yeah.
Well, just one 4/4 because, as I mentioned earlier, he does want to use that scheme to put more Miscreants in deck to exploit the Dark Pharaoh Takan to its maximum potential.
Yeah.
Here on the other side, again, numerous very strong options for AgentPWE. Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is active and in hand. There's space in hand. You can play the 1-mana dragon, one of the 2 1-mana dragons that you get with it. You have the option to play Zeph if you want. Outside of that, maybe you try to find some kind of steal play with Wandmaker and Cabal Acolyte, but you'd have to get pretty lucky off Wandmaker. Dragon
Life
Queen,
and hope.
the favorite play. I think that's the right choice here. Just put more power on board. And Chronobreaker with a dragon in hand.
Ooh,
Very
that's
tempting to use that to try to clear up the board.
Yeah, you can play that.
This time is running out.
The minions, of course, cannot actually kill Chronobreaker on board here.
Now Varanus comes down.
But Varanus will enable that to die on a trade.
This allows everything to die.
All the most dangerous things that Glee is currently dealing with now just get cleared up without too much trouble. He could push 8 if he wants to. He could just clear up the Mind Flayer and And using Shoot Lackey right now just to take that damage and minimize its impact. I like this move from Glee.
Yeah, I do. I do too.
All right, now facing another dangerous board and having his very dangerous board cleared. AgentPWE, once again, a wealth of options, leading with Wand.
You don't take the wands.
Fully irrelevant at this stage in the game.
Definitely was looking for a targeting spell for that Sethic Veilweaver. I would think. 'Cause I saw Agent mouse over the Sethic. Or was it maybe was mousing over the Radiance, looking at it.
What if?
Now, considering Vile Fiend, considering Flesh Giant, it's another awkward turn for AgentPWE. So just going with more Discover and Information.
Time is running out.
That Gandling could be good in a different setting, but not great for right now.
Yeah, definitely.
This putting as much power as he can as cheaply as possible and setting up more card draw.
Mhm.
And man, look at these miscreants just continually being drawn.
Mhm.
So Glee just finding more and more power. Gonna keep being able to develop
Give me a
4/4s.
Oh my goodness.
I'm up to no good.
And he can make a very big questing adventure as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see that Glee's either gonna want to keep it at 4 in case of Shadow Word Ruin, or gonna just go all in and see what happens.
I think with the sequencing that he did here, he does not care about keeping this questing adventure at a 4/4.
Yeah, but Ruin also would kill Agent's board, tells you the Agent wanted to maybe just trade stuff off instead. Oh, there's
Oh,
a
wow.
Dragon Queen.
Yep, expecting that this game is probably going to go long enough that Dragon Queen Alex Raza will be active, takes the Dragon Queen, and just clears up a little bit on board, and presents a lot of damage.
I'm unsure. I think Dragon Queen might... Well, no, Vendetta hasn't been drawn. Underbelly Fence hasn't been drawn. So there's still a few cards left to be drawn for that to be active.
If he had bumped into the 2/2 with Varanus and then Witchy Lackeyed, would that have been a better...
About
Potentially, but he could be just expecting that, you know, there's going to be a Shadowward Ruin or Zephyr's Clear incoming very soon, and just wanted to try to play around it as much as possible by not committing more resources towards a minion that can easily die to a priest removal spell. But definitely a solid consideration there.
I was just thinking it might just draw that spell out and you get rid of it totally, but you haven't seen the Veil Weaver kick out either, right? So
Yeah.
still good.
That's a good consideration. That was part of what I was thinking was, like, if he's going to go all in, you probably want to Witchy Lackey the Varanus to make it so it's not a 7.
Whoa, a Deathwing pick. That's not typical, but
that was a snap pick too.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta see him out clearing up some of the damage on board. The questing adventure representing real danger if it isn't dealt with.
Well, this Dragon Queen's going to take a very long time to be active because there's still a lot of miscreants in the deck. Yeah. Yeah, there's been 5. I think this is a couple left. All right. More big boys. Got a
Wow,
couple
that's a
of
lot of witchy lackeys. Donde would be
Don.
proud.
Yeah, I mean, Donde. I mean, that's you. I would just trade off everything.
Yeah,
for
Glee
that.
just continually removing every threat that Agent PWE is posing and trying to maintain a board that can eventually set up some kind of burst to get there for more damage.
Yeah.
He's basically damaged Agent PWE like not at all in this game.
Mhm. Yeah.
Choose soup. So many options.
Yeah. Looked like it could have been a broken card when it was first generated, but
Yeah.
just continually has stayed as an 8-mana 8/8.
That early Galakron play well, very good play.
And finally finding a targeted spell. Agent
Yeah.
PWE just going to try to go off a little bit with this Veil Weaver, steal a valuable minion, take a trade. Gets a power infusion,
What
very
a-
strong here.
What a grab.
Rips the Whispers of Evil right away, finds a Titanic Lackey, pretty strong considering that's a 9 health minion. Is now a 4/11 taunt.
Yeah. Well. I don't think there's any more secrets left, is there?
What makes something real?
There's one more Dirty Tricks, I believe.
Is there one more Dirty
Maybe
Tricks?
there might be one more.
Yeah,
later,
one
I
more
see. I
Dirty
haven't
Trick.
tracked him.
Oh no, there's 1 and 1. It looks like so he just hasn't been
I'm one of a kind.
Okay, I'll do it one more time.
Babble.
The gates are open. Okay.
A bit surprised to see the pick of the Silverhand Knight as the one that dies, and then the Netherwing left up, and the Netherwing not being evolved specifically because of Shadowward Ruin. We might just see
Yeah.
Shadowward Ruin get ripped off here, along with the Threat of the Infinite, sure, to
Yeah.
deal with more damage. PWE
Ooh, is this just
disagrees, just
lethal?
wants to play a Zeph.
Is this just lethal?
Your wish is my
Is that
suggestion.
bloodlust?
Oh wow, good spot. Because the Rusher could have dealt with it 4, 5, 6.
I mean that.
7,
Oh,
8.
okay. He found it. With the count. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Good lead.
Agent PWE wasn't even looking for that, just thinking we needed to deal with the board, but very well played there just to set up a sneaky Zeph lethal, flipping a 4/11 to an 11/4, and down goes the Rogue.
Yeah.
That is now 2 straight wins for Agent PWE, getting that freeze through, and he is down to his own Highlander Rogue as the last deck.
This one could have a
versus
level possibly.
I am
Yeah, Rogue versus
determined to
DH.
win this.
Watch your back.
Glee bringing out that Demon Hunter, thinking it's his strongest option against the Highlander Rogue. And
agree
Agent
with that.
PWE, pretty solid opening hand with the Pharaoh Cat to start. I thought maybe he'd keep a Plagiarize, but wants to just go in for more impactful early game. Or Invokes, potentially, for Galakron.
They're not trapped. They're my friends.
We moused over that Mystic. I mean, that gives no information, but
Pretty standard starts from both players here.
yeah,
Play your 1-drops on 1.
like clear that out.
Job done.
Agent PWE easily able to deal with that Jailer.
Generating Generous Mummy.
Yeah, probably pretty sad about finding that Generous Mummy off of the Pharaoh Cat, not a card you want to see.
Yeah.
And Glee just taking it slow with the Soul DH. There were some playable
Yeah.
cards, but not anything you realistically wanted
Happy
to play on that
Hallow's
turn.
End.
Yeah.
Oh, PWE looks like he just wants to rip it.
Sure.
I think
He's
yeah,
going
I think-
for it.
I think you want to rip it. I think you rip it now in the early game.
Fantastic.
I think. I mean, obviously, it makes it so that Marrow Slicer can just get played this turn
is
without
still a
having the
5/4.
coin. Yeah, no, definitely. So like he'd have to tank the damage because there's no way you want to leave that 5/4 up because it is gonna hit 5 face every turn.
Glee just playing the Marrow Slicer
Glee going
and
face.
ignoring that mummy.
Okay. I mean, there's definitely way more. He could definitely do way more damage. With the mummy out.
But unfortunately for AgentPWE, he did not have anything good to play on the following turn, so that's all the damage he can.
Wow,
really
two
push.
out of the 4 drawn right there. Oh my gosh, that is a 4-mana adept. Holy smokes!
Yeah, this
So-
generous mummy, definitely makes it a whole lot easier to play a lot of the cards that you're holding.
Okay, mana feeder. Okay. Gonna hold
Glee
off.
going with hero power, 1 mana feeder draw.
Yeah,
Goes face again, and unafraid of weapon removal, just going to play this Warblades.
Well, he knows that Agent is not running any bit of weapon tech in any of his decks.
It would just be Zephyrus.
Yeah, it would just have to. It again. Anytime he's looking for weapon stuff, it's got to be Zephyrus. You're right. Gonna stun her back to Pandara. Just keep going face. So they are starting to face race at this point. I mean, Glee's gonna be able to heal though, and any lapidary drawn is just gonna be real bad.
And Khell, of course, already holding Twin Slice that effectively costs nothing.
That's a 0-mana pen flinger.
That's a free pen flinger, a free
my
Twin Slice, a
gosh.
free second slice, a coin to go
That's
in.
a lot of damage.
This is getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
That generous mummy is going to create so many problems for AgentPWE with what Glee is capable of doing on this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking it through, what's the best way to orchestrate this? Leads with it. Really? I'm very surprised to see this get targeted here. I guess he's setting up the lethal for the next turn because the generous mummy cannot remove itself. Possibly was just worried about plagiarize. Calculated that he didn't have the lethal yet, but this I think does it.
Yeah.
12 health here with a 2 attack weapon up.
Yeah.
Free pen flinger, free twin slice. This'll do it.
Yeah, this'll do it.
So we are finally going to see Glee take a victory here in Game 3. Get this Demon Hunter through, and he will be down to just the Rogue and the Mage to try to beat this Highlander Rogue of AgentPWE. So you see a lot of hey losers.
We gotta hear it one more time. Only one more time.
I would definitely lose if I was a player.
No, one more time. One more time for the fun. All right.
Maximum pen flinger shenanigans.
I hate.
Glee just having fun out here.
Look, it's not even the fact that this card. It's not even the voice lines. It's the fact that this card exists. This
He's
bothers
already
me
dead.
On a molecular
Stop
level.
it! He's already dead.
Yes. Oh my god.
As he keeps going, is he gonna finally kill this generous mummy?
Yeah, he is. No, he's gonna leave it. Okay, Glee.
And AgentPWE graciously just not conceding,
through it all.
allowing him to have his fun.
So you're gonna get the attack. Well, you got the attack.
Right at the very end, finishes off with that attack. Well memed.
Oh my god.
Well memed by Glee here as he takes the victory, and now the choice between Rogue or Mage to try to beat this Highlander Rogue and prepare his reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think you bring the I think you bring the Mage here.
I would also like to see the Mage from Glee at this point.
Valera versus Jaina.
You asked for it. What?
Because the Rogue matchup is probably the closest to a 50-50. I think Mage is pretty favored in this type of matchup.
So I really like the setup that Glee went for. I think I probably would have just tried to go in with the pen flinger, but maybe he was doing the math to see if it was lethal for that turn. But the 2-turn setup was spectacular.
Oh yeah, I like that 2-turn.
And wow, what an opener. Oh, I'm kind of surprised that Glee actually threw those 2 cards back, because he had a 1-mana spell that could have been 0 with the Apprentice and a Cyclone in hand. He had all the makings of a nutty potential
Yeah,
turn
it did.
4.
Yeah.
And just going to play the magic trick on turn 1 as well. Just
You think
looking for
AI?
draw, I guess. Yeah, he
I
wants
think
the
AI is
AI.
good. The Arcane Intellect. 3 mana, draw 2 cards. Alright, and we're gonna see
AgentPWE. Does he want to get the Hanar
Yeah,
down?
Hanar down, yeah.
Here it comes.
There is, we don't see, obviously we have sight of both hands, but there's no way to deal with the Hanar this turn.
You don't pick
So
the
Not
one.
at all from Glee's hand here. So Wand Maker, see what he gets. The Learn Draconic is not very useful right now.
I play the,
Plagiarize or Dirty Tricks.
I wonder if you just play Dirty Tricks here. And you want to use your Plagiarize a little later, perhaps, because because Mage just goes off some turns and you can just get some good cards.
So many.
I
But at
agree.
the
I
same
most
time-
likely want to play the Dirty Tricks as well, but could be just trying to prepare for a crazy strong turn.
I don't know, maybe just take the
If Glee has a capability of doing it.
Snake Trap.
Job done.
It's either the 2 or the 1 cost, so that way you can keep a Hanar chain going if Hanar lives. So let's see. Do we see the Solarian? Do we see a Draconic and Solarian, or do we see draw?
Just to double check the list here.
Sure.
There's 3 secrets run: Ambush, Plagiarize, and Dirty Tricks
Yes.
in the Highlander list.
Okay. So Glee, okay, giving a little bit of draw there.
So yeah, Glee just, I mean, he tested for 2 of them right there.
Yeah,
The
for
Arcane
sure.
Intellect was going to test Dirty Tricks, and then by ending the turn, finds out whether or not it's Ambush that's up.
All right.
In the meantime, more Hanar discoveries.
Could just black
Grab
trap
the
and
counter
back.
spell.
You.
And Stunner just to try to protect the Hanar from dying.
Yeah.
So we can continue to abuse its ability.
Picking up Jandis. Okay. It's a good play next turn. Probably
You
see
don't
another
pick the one.
Wand Maker. Look for that. Maybe Devolving Missiles. Looks like it's not Devolving. It is Arcane Breath, which is
Arcane
a clear
Breath
up
is
Hanar.
excellent because that will kill the Hanar and stop the nonsense. So very good find off of Wand Maker, take 2. And here we should be seeing a 6/6 Edwin.
Yes.
Out of these options, tough call. Maybe Arcane Breath because you
I think
do
you take
actually
Arcane-
main deck a dragon.
Yeah.
Mirror Image is debatable. Elemental Allies seems like complete garbage.
Yeah. So your only picks are Mirror Image or Arcane Breath, and I would take the Arcane Breath because
And
of
Mirror,
dragons.
you know, it's arguably just a better pick to try to protect your Edwin for right now, just to go in with kind of a different game plan because you have no guarantee of drawing those dragons for potentially
sense.
quite a while.
Yep, makes sense. I mean, what does he have as a potential? Could play Solarian Cram with a Wand Thief.
I will crush your delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, looks like he's just looking for more resources to try to deal with what he's faced with right now. Still has
The
not found it.
free-
Magic
Ooh,
Trick's a
okay,
great
take
pick,
Magic
and
Trick, that's a great
we
pick.
are probably seeing the Sorcerer's
Shenanigans.
Apprentice come down on the next turn.
Shenanigans.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
for Agent PWE, has removal in hand, invoke as well with the Seal Fate.
I think
I wonder.
I would be debating Counterspell versus Seal Fate, and then whether I wanted to play Dirty Tricks or play a couple of other spells like Brain Freeze plus Mirror.
Looks like he's favoring the Dirty Tricks.
I wonder.
Decides on Seal Fate to deal with the Solarian. A Rush Lucky could be useful.
Yeah.
Might not necessarily want to play it now, although it could help with the
Choose two.
breakpoint for a removal. Just goes with the dirty tricks. I think that's very reasonable, just to try to draw some more. Lee now knows this rogue secret up. He doesn't know what the hunter is, but the rogue secret is either dirty tricks or ambush from Glee's perspective.
Yes.
And here is the apprentice. That'll tell him, is it dirty tricks or ambush? Not ambush. He knows it's dirty tricks, triggers it, and he's gonna go off
Oh,
with cheap stuff.
There's. All right. Well, that Goblin Lackey's super nice because now.
Trick, icicle
that
maybe.
Cog.
I was thinking maybe wanted the damage, but just going with Primordial Studies.
Oh, it
Gets a
says
free lab partner.
explode.
Uses the discount now, so he can discount again with studies.
Tiny
Scrolls
magic.
probably the best. Magic trick.
Oh
Insta
my
picks a
gosh.
Ray of
Gotta be able
Frost.
to play Giant plus
The Ray of Frost
turn, I think.
enables a kill of the Edwin. That's very strong here.
Wow, we're gonna get to see Giant. We can see double Giant in a conch this turn.
Yep.
I think you're gonna. I'm gonna say that the second Ray of Frost gets held for next turn, I guess, for the Edwin.
Time runs out on me.
Knows that Hunter's secret is not plagiarized. Why aren't we? Oh, I was thinking for a second that we could kill the Edwin, but yeah, that was he's the first part of it. Giant, Conjurer's Calling, another Giant coming down too,
Oh,
and this game flipped around so quickly.
yeah, this is why you play. This is
You
why
see-
Page is kind of favored here.
Yeah, you see the payoff for Glee waiting until this turn for the Sorcerer's Apprentice and then just playing an absurd amount of cards.
Totally.
And that's a scary board.
Yeah.
What's worse, if you hit him in the face, he gets a 6/6.
Yeah.
I wonder.
There's two 8/8s on board. You've got a frozen Edwin that couldn't even kill an 8/8 if he wanted to.
Yeah. I don't see any way out of this.
A
I mean,
mirror can stall things out
mirror
slightly, as
stalls.
can the Brain Freeze. Leading with Praise makes sense. See what other lackey you can find. Witchy, probably not going to cut it. Just going card draw to desperately search. I don't believe there are realistic cards that he can find that can pull him out of this situation. Maybe we just see Mirror and Brain
Choose
Freeze
two.
now. No, just going Dragon's Horde. None of these look relevant for the situation, which is he's gonna die.
I mean, I think you would pick. Yeah, I think you would likely just pick Ghidra because you can move
Now,
Ghidra.
a Mirror, still no Mirror. Going with Brain Freeze, gonna kill a Sorcerer's Apprentice probably.
Didn't even get that.
Yeah, just probably just completely
mean-
overwhelmed with
Yeah.
what can I possibly do. This is 21 to 24 on board, 25 with a
It's
ping.
25 damage with ping. Yeah. Testing and finds it's a snake.
Triggers the snake trap, and that actually crucially can change a lot of things for Glee because there is a Zephrys out for AgentPWE, given that this is a Highlander rogue. That was probably, you know, the thing you were searching for on the draw. Oh my
Yeah.
god. It's another Zarok.
Well, yeah, definitely definitely like.
I would probably trade the apprentice and
Yeah,
pick
you
my own
trade
face
that.
and
You
get
trade
two
that
6/6s.
apprentice away so that we can get one
That's
6/6.
hilarious.
For the want these.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's safe.
Time runs out
Mirror
on me.
image doesn't really do anything. Gonna clear out most of the board.
I mean, you have such a superior board here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He obviously would have played Zephrys if he had it, I guess. Although, well, he didn't have the mana for it, so now Zephrys Brawl is like the only real out.
Ah, that ain't it. That's not Zeph.
I don't see any possibility of surviving here. Again, maybe Mirror Image Brain Freeze
Sure,
could
but
be a bit of a stall. You can
Yeah,
remove some of the stuff on board.
So
Agreed.
many options.
I'm just looking at you brain freeze kill off probably the wand maker then I guess something like that.
Oh no,
It's
you'd
not
have to
so
use
easy to
Brain
clear.
Freeze to stall because your
not.
out is Zephrys, so you'd Brain
so you're
Freeze
looking at
Gruul because he's the
Gruul.
highest power.
Yeah, you look for Gruul there.
I wonder.
You
You're
could
right.
play Ghidra and Eviscerate and Mirror Image Brain Freeze, right? That's you have the mana for all that. 5, 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best I can figure here.
Ambush.
Going with Ambush rather than the Abyss. Yeah, I mean, maybe Abyss doesn't really do much for you. That makes sense as well.
Clear up these little guys. Pretty good. It's enough to stall out.
Oh, he didn't send that snake face, did he? Oh, he did. Oh, oh,
Oh,
PWE, you did all of it. Well, maybe he just did it because he thought he was losing anyway, but
maybe.
just gives lethal right after playing the stall play.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it. This game, realistically, ended a couple turns ago when Glee went off with the Sorcerer's Apprentice turn. There was really just the Zephyrus.
So what is this now?
This, everybody, is the greatest words in all of Hearthstone. Game 5!
Hey,
there we go.
So it all comes down to this.
Versus
Rogue versus Rogue.
Watch
Highlander
back.
versus
I
Secret
always
Miracle.
do.
Yeah, so this is Agent's. I mean, this is realistically the best chance that Agent's gonna have. Like, if I looked at matchups, I would have said, okay, well, maybe you can sneak against the Secret Rogue not drawing good. I mean, these draws already look pretty good.
In the shadows.
Okay.
All right, leading with the Dragon's Horde. Oh, wow.
Murzon.
Those are some options.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murzon definitely looked to be the strongest out of those choices. And here's a Hanar again. This time, unable to really be exploited with no secrets in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just daggers to be mana efficient, planning on the Dragon's Horde for the next turn, potentially.
I agree. Yeah.
Do we see a coin miscreant here from Glee?
I think you do.
I ought to know
Now Vendetta's active for Murzon. That's really nice. Eviscerate there. I would not see a reason to use it here.
Yeah, so
I guess you would pick.
Glee got offered 3 incredible choices, and AgentPWE is offered 3 garbage choices.
Yeah, I think you just.
Yeah, you
guess
probably just want to take the Vicina. I think it's the best out of the bad scenario that you had. There
Yeah,
was
you-
maybe some argument for taking the taunt,
You can just play
but I
it
like the
next
cheaper
turn.
one.
You can just play it next turn. I think Brain Freeze plus the hero power or Brain Freeze attack the face is not a bad play at all. Mouse over Hanar. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's a clear either way.
It's a bit of a scare card
I just
for
think that,
Glee.
I just think that, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, knowing that just knowing that a Dragon's Horde was played from Glee, I would have expected the Vendetta. I would have said there's a high possibility of Vendetta. I don't want to play Hanar.
Yeah, and we can see
I
just
will be your death.
so easily dealt with that Hanar. Yeah, here's AgentPWE just drawing absolutely horribly. As Glee is getting everything he needs. And that's part of the difference in running a Highlander deck too, is sometimes your deck just bricks on consistency.
Don't let the door
And this
hit
is just
you.
brutal. Glee has all of the tempo and advantage right now, and
Yeah.
is actually even able to just use a Rush Lackey for attack power.
The hope that Agent has is drawing Polk out in the next 2 turns. Like next turn, I see. If you can draw Polk out, you can start getting. You get your good cards. You probably wanted it this turn, so you could have a Kronk. Sorry, not Kronk. Your Dallas.
AgentPWE very nicely playing around that plagiarizes up. Give him a garbage card right back.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
And a Wand Thief draw here. J-Bar, of course, in hand.
I think
I wouldn't be
J-Bar's
too
okay.
surprised to just see J-Bar come down.
Yeah, I like Jandis coming down here. But we're gonna see a Vicina and a Lackey.
One Vicina deserves another, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Oh, Wand. Okay. You take the power of creation because you almost have 8 mana, or do you take the Ray of Frost?
Barrier definitely wouldn't be chosen, but it would be one of those. I think Power of Creation just makes the most sense to obviously have the strongest play that you can make rather than trying to stall out your opponent.
Yeah. And there's a prep in the deck, so draws prep.
The Edwin draw,
Edwin's
not likely to do a whole lot. Very frustrating looking hand for Agent PWE once
So
again, as he
many
has 3
options.
very cheap cards that are all combo cards that want something else that's not a combo to be played first to activate them.
Yeah.
And yet, well, actually, four
So-
out of these
so-
6 cards in hand are combo.
Yeah, so I think the only thing I think you're probably playing
So
Lillian
many
this turn,
options.
and you're gonna either play. You might go with like a Eviscerate, or you're just gonna hero power up or something. But I think
I
you
mean,
should
the
play
Brain
Lillian with
Freeze
something.
3 damage doesn't really do a whole lot for you either on this turn. It's debatable to just use it as a freeze, activate combo with Wand Thief, maybe get Edwin down.
Contemplate. I mean, I think Agent has contemplated Kronks, but yeah.
Going with the Brain Freeze. Rope's burning. He's got to make a decision. Oh, okay, there's no Wand Thief play, just the Abyss and the Edwin.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Gets the strongest Edwin he can. The 2/6 easily deals with a 1/2.
Yeah. Shadow Step drawn. J-Bar gonna get
Wow.
dropped.
Yeah, now with Shadow Step and J-Bar in hand and 2 Rush Lackeys.
Ozaki getting picked up.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if this. I mean, this deck runs like face. It runs.
Yeah, probably just pick the Water Bear to die.
Deck does run.
Uses that for an easy clear of the Edwin, Shadow Stepping the J-Bar. This is so brutal for Agent PWE. I don't see how he realistically gets back in this game in this board state. He's going to need to find some really strong stuff really fast. Maybe Kronk's Wand Thief gets played right now. Try to find a fortunate hit off of Galakron on turn 8. Like Galakron discounts Dragon Queen to 1 and you play the Dragon Queen.
Yeah.
Still waiting on this. Has the mana for Lillian, though, to end the turn.
Yeah.
These 3 choices, well, Flame Ward can somewhat help.
You can.
Just closing out the turn for Lillian. Meanwhile, Backstab, gonna test for a lot of the possible secrets here. Maybe wants to play the Shoot Lackey first here, just to see if it does trigger an ambush. Wait, no, the Plagiarize was already played, right?
No, they know it's. They.
No, that was the last game.
The ambush was played. Well, no, they didn't play any other secrets other than ambush.
So yeah, this could still be plagiarized. So there was a consideration to try to play around plagiarize and not give them a J-Bar, but just also looking at the power that they could get on board here for Glee.
Okay.
You fell right
Now the
into
ambush
my
is
trap.
triggered.
And now
Again,
you just
another
make-
very easily dealt with card.
Now you just Goblin Lackey. Yeah. You can even send in the one that.
Choose
You could
suit.
even consider sending in the minion that you gave 1 health.
Might be looking to shoot Lackey and Dagger, shoot Lackey and Rush
okay.
Lackey. There's a number of options here.
Yeah. And it says J-Bar. Okay. There's no more J-Bar Bald Lackey. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that card sending 2 mana ones on the field. Kind of clogged.
Nicely, yeah, nicely navigated by Glee using all of his available board space. And here we see Agent PWE, you know, has a pretty decent answer with that Flame Ward on this board.
Gets 2 decent lackeys too.
Don't know exactly what we do from here. Lillian, yeah, makes sense to smack into the 3/6.
Yeah, and then hope that the other Lillian hits something else.
Just
that-
ensure that it also would die from
Hmm.
Flame Ward.
Mhm.
Then you hope, okay, or the 5, 6, either way.
It's one of the two for sure.
You assume the Worm Weaver was the one picked by the J-Bar ability.
Yes.
Fortune goes in the wrong spot.
Yeah, not very good. There's 15 damage on board for Glee after I counted that up. Definitely wanted to hit and clear off something. Like, obviously, you want to hit the Mizaki.
On the wheels of evil.
Okay. Could pick the.
Maybe
Right
it's
wing or
Deathwing as the miracle. I don't know.
Yeah.
All of them are debatable, but I'd probably take the Deathwing.
I agree.
Which means, what does he even play though? I mean, Deathwing coming down on 10 means you can't Kronks and find Gala and play Gala.
Yeah.
You don't want to discard Gala. PWE going for maximum damage on this board, playing around Flame Ward. Gets to push more damage and then play that Power of Creation.
Karen.
Yep. Take the stickiest minion. And this looks over.
That looks over. There is not much that can be done to prevent lethal because there's more 4/5s where those other two ones are coming from.
I mean, I think this is impossible to win from this hand. You can't remove enough damage to survive. So that is going to do it. Glee takes the reverse sweep in spectacular fashion. Just beating up on this Highlander rogue from AgentPWE. He had such a strong start, but was not able to find that final victory. And very nicely done from Glee as he cruises on his way to a 3-2 victory.
Yeah, great match.
Do we have time for an interview before we jump into the next one?
Sure.
All right, Glee says he is interested in an interview. Sweet. So what a thrilling series that was. Really back against the wall there, and just you kept fighting, found a way through.
Yeah, that was a really good series. I mean, it's definitely worth asking about the mentality of being down 2-0 and just having to get through, and knowing the agent had to get through a Highlander rogue if there was any, if he kind of expected something like that to happen. But I mean, definitely a well played series by both players. And Glee pulling out a nice victory in all 5.
Absolutely. And that
Mhm.
sorry, go ahead, Saku.
To accept me as a friend, and then I can get him to jump in the channel here.
Okay. So yeah. Next up on the dock, it's gonna be Khell versus Sun Shui in Hero.
Sweet. So Glee says he's accepted.
In here, thought I had him as a friend because I've been a teammate of his for a while. So, what's up, Try,
All right.
aka Glee? I think
There he is. Congratulations,
Hello.
man.
Thank you. It was a close series for sure.
So yeah, back against the wall there. That Highlander priest pulling out a pretty spectacular game 2 lethal on you. What were your thoughts? You know, down 0-2 in the whole facing off against that Highlander rogue.
Well, I didn't think that my lineup was very good against Rogue, but I think Rogue is pretty bad right now. So, it just happened to turn out that I reverse swept it. Against the Priest game, I do want to mention one thing. I was trying to play around the Zeph, because I had a feeling that he got it off of Raised Dead. and I felt like there was just nothing I could do in that situation. It was just like no matter what I did, I felt like I lost the Zap, so I just had to go for it.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much right on that one. I guess you needed like multiple taunts or something as a find, but he had a really quick and fancy Zeph lethal spot. I was just looking at clearing your board, and he's like, "Oh, let me go ahead and flip this to 11 attack." That was pretty wild, but really nicely done to fight your way back and take 3 straight on that Highlander Rogue.
Yeah, thank you. It's definitely not a matchup I practiced a lot of, but I just kind of navigated it, and it turned out well for me this time.
I think, well, you probably have Generous Mummy to thank, at least for game 3, as that was pretty nutty to see the Generous Mummy just hit the board right on turn 3, and then watch you exploit that with the life steal to just go ahead and orchestrate a nice 2-turn lethal with the pen flinger. And full shenanigans, by the way. Props to the memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't expected for sure. But when he played it, I was like, okay, I guess. Do I ever have to kill this? And I saw that I had Eldrachi, and I don't think Zap was ever. I was just making sure I never died to Zap,
Yeah.
and just kept hitting him in the face because who knew that 1 mana discounts on everything is really good. Cough, mage, cough.
Yep. Yep. Pen
Yeah,
flinger.
and then, I mean,
Cough. Yeah.
you proceeded to abuse discounts quite nicely in both of those games. First in the Demon Hunter, then in the Mage. That turn 6 with the Sorcerer's Apprentice was just completely insane. As we saw, Conjurer's Calling, multiple giants, wound up getting the 4/12 too, so you couldn't even hit your face. Just, I mean, that was so over from there. He had to find Zeph, and he couldn't find it. And then game 5 just looked like his Highlander Rogue fully bricked as yours kind of hit the right aggression and tempo early to just dominate.
Yeah, I was really happy I kept Vendetta in the matchup. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to keep Vendetta there, but I was thinking specifically for Hanar, just like how annoying Hanar would be if I didn't have an answer for it.
Right.
Um,
Funny enough, the Hanar play I think was just a full bluff. He didn't have any secrets in hand when he played it.
No, there was no secrets. Yeah.
yeah, but still, either way, you got to assume that they got it. So
Oh yeah, you got to respect it.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything in particular that jumped out to you as far as the overall complexion of the matches, or alternatively, any shout outs you want to give? Anything just special about what struck you in that 5-game series?
I mean, it was definitely an interesting series. I can't say most of my 5 game series go that way. A lot of interesting plays, a lot of shenanigans happening. But I mean, I had fun, and I hope my opponent had fun as well, even though things didn't quite work out for him this time. I hope that next time it does work out for Agent. He's a good
Yeah.
player and all that. And shout out to my teammates and to I guess my team organization Sogoi, just for helping me keep my mental state in the right area and
Mhm.
just focusing on the games. I think I'm 6-1 now.
You are.
So
Yeah, I was just going to mention.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats on that.
thank you. So hopefully this time I can uh, keep it going. My first loss was to McBanterface, so hopefully maybe I can get a rematch later.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
He's itching for that rematch. Well, well said and well played, Glee. Appreciate you coming on. I know you said that you hoped that your opponent had fun and you had fun. I think I speak for all of us here when I say we definitely had fun enjoying the shenanigans of those 5 games. And
Exactly.
best of luck to you and your team going forward the rest of the season.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, Try. Take care, man.
No problem. You too, Saku.
I think we're just going to quit the stream now because there's no hype for the next match.
Oh, man.
So thanks everybody for coming out.
Funny that you should say that, because as it happens, there is one more match that we have on the docket for you folks tonight, and it concerns playoffs. So we're
Playoffs?
talking NPH, NoProsHere, the undefeated team throughout all of Hero Series. No other team has gone completely undefeated, and they are here in a game-deciding match between Shunsui and Khell of AskHS. AskHS, interestingly, is the only team remaining for the Teal Conference, as Purple has been completely dominant through these playoffs so far. We are at a 10-10 tie, and it all comes down to the 5 seeds here.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun to watch these guys. We already got the bands in, but I want to ask you guys quickly before I announce them. Quickly, Doctor, what you think got banned? These two.
Shunsui banned Paladin.
Okay.
And Khell has banned Hunter.
Ron?
For Shunsui here, let's see, a lineup of Demon Hunter, Hunter Paladin Warrior going up against the lineup of Hunter Mage Paladin Warrior. I could definitely see a Paladin ban, since both Demon Hunter and Warrior don't want to run into that, and honestly, Hunter frequently doesn't want to play against a Paladin either. And on Khell's side, he's got a little bit. At least he has a Paladin counter in the Mage. But if he anticipated the Mage getting banned, he might also want to ban Paladin. Alternatively, maybe he wants to ban out the Demon Hunter as a counter to the Hunter Mage or Warrior. I'd say if I had to choose, I'd still probably go with the safe side, double Paladin ban.
Okay. So Feesh was right. Shunsui's Hunter's banned, and Khell's Paladin was banned in this instance.
All right.
So they are ready
Let's
to go.
get to it.
And if somebody wants to go through the format of what the series is about.
So this is Hero Series, which means that this is a best of 5 last hero standing format. Each player will have 3 decks, and the difference between Last Hero Standing and Conquest is that in Last Hero Standing, the winning deck continues, while the deck that loses will no longer be in play.
There you have it. So win with a deck, keep playing with it. Lose with a deck, it is eliminated. And what are the bans that we've seen from the players? You said, Saku, it's exactly what Feesh predicted.
Yeah, Khell's Paladin is banned, and Shunsui's Hunter's banned.
Okay, so Shunsui has Demon Hunter, Paladin, Warrior at his disposal, and Khell has Hunter, Mage, Warrior at his.
Yep. And so for our viewers out there, Khell is going to be at the bottom of the screen. So first spectate for our casters, and Shunsui is going to be at the top. And they are
right on.
Jumping the game right now, but it looks around.
Versus Garrosh.
Victory on deck!
Spectate client, don't let me down.
Bring it on!
Jumping in the screen here, so.
Okay.
Can't find Khell now.
Oh, I like this wrinkle. So, Khell has brought Big Warrior, and Shunsui has brought normal bomb. Has brought Skipper Bomb Warrior.
Yeah, and per the stats, I would say that Khell has a slight edge in this one, as Big Warrior generally favored over other warriors.
No greetings, only Happy Hallows End.
Somewhere out there, C-Mac sheds a tear as the event takes precedence over the greetings.
Well, at least I was gonna say.
Oh, there we go.
We got one in chat, and I returned the favor.
Wow. Amazing predictive abilities by C-Mac here, because that is a greetings comment from well before the Warrior Mirror.
Yes.
Nicely done.
And there was no Warrior brought in the last game.
Yeah, we had a double Warrior ban.
Clairvoyance. All right. The slow start of this.
Riveting press button back and forth.
All right, here we go. We get a coin weapon. Coin weapon comes out. Khell's hand is getting filled up with the big minions, and there is kind of going to be that problem gap closing a gap. You're gonna look. He's looking for commencement. Obviously, Bladestorm's great. Brawl is great. All these cards that allow to get to the late game. Commencement is the card that really puts this deck online. So Khell really wants that in the next 3 draws.
Yeah, but Shunsui has all of the things that he wants early, namely Wrench Caliber and Double Upgrade, just to send as much damage and get as many bombs in deck as possible as quickly as possible, holding Krasnov as well for more weapon buffs should Khell present any target. I think we're likely to see another upgrade and more face hitting. Face Slacky should hopefully be played to the left, just in case you find, well, not that minion.
Bit of a brick. So we do see the Molten Breath with some dragons. Khell can gain some extra armor. Bulwark also a really good pickup. That'll most likely come out later.
So starts with the Molten Breath, clears up the minion, gains 7 armor.
Yes.
And now we probably don't see Shunsui swing with this weapon anymore.
No.
Unless he actually drew, a Horde Pillager or something.
Yeah,
This is where he slows down.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And right off the top,
pulls up
draws the card he wants to see the most, and what a find off of that commencement.
That's a tech that isn't actually usually being played in the decks now. Usually you don't run 2 scrapyards. Always see 2 scrapyards from Khell.
Shunsui can still deal with this minion pretty easily.
Yep. He's gonna be dealing with the second one.
Honestly, you don't even really expect Krasnov to survive a hit if you want to try to play it now, but there isn't really a good way to do it. A Shield Slam and a Blade Storm could deal with the minion now if you want to.
Yeah. I didn't see the Shield Slam come in hand. I accidentally spec the opposite way. Lord
Baron now.
Okay, I guess. I'm maybe not so big on that. Knowing that,
and there's the bomb.
Figuring out that now Big Warrior, that there's definitely, knowing that there's sword and board, definitely just comes out right away as well.
Khell sees the 12-12 in hand, plays the 12-12.
It's gonna soak the Blade Storm.
Shensui's got a couple options. He could Krasnov and then Blade Storm if he wants, just for the extra weapon buff. It might be better to just Blade Storm.
Yeah. I like more weapon swings in the face.
It's like, he just wants to deal with this now with the Blade Storm to get a 6-2 weapon for more bombs.
Yeah.
Khell's still not playing that Bulwark, feeling safe, I suppose.
Yeah, there's 3 bombs in deck. I think you're gonna have to play it very soon, but he wants to.
If Shunsui swings face right now, there is actually a chance that he could have lethal. Very unlikely, but possible.
Okay, well that's a pretty big brick, considering how many good 7 drops there are.
Shunsui just gonna, okay, there's a chance. 4 bombs in deck. If he drew 3 in a row, he'd die.
Draw 1. So I think now you have to play I think even though there's Dimensional Ripper, you have to play the Bulwark. You have to get that. You have to secure yourself against what's gonna be possibly coming. I think you can even take the Corruptor here. You attack facing.
Yeah, it looks like Khell wants to get the Corruptor down. We're gonna finally see a Bulwark and a Hero Power. There it is.
Khell's protected and can now start playing Dimensional Rippers.
That should lock out quite a bit of potential damage for Shunsui, and just slightly off time. Well, actually, no. He didn't find the other bomb weapon.
It's not the weapon you want, but I know it's a weapon. Take it.
Actually, I would argue it is the weapon you want because the Bulwark is up.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can chump the Bulwark.
Someone's got to
Now
lead the
Shunsui
charge.
just wants to play this Sky Raider here, see what he finds.
Ooh, that's a taunt. You can play that.
Might be
It might-
trying to plan something with the Skipper Armor Smith.
Sure.
Otherwise, maybe he would just throw the Dread Corsair out there.
Mhm.
Just chooses to be patient. No, gonna play the Corsair.
Blood.
Yeah, I think the
And
Corsairs
plunder.
are fine here. It's kind of a possibly don't play.
No.
Yeah.
Here's Dimensional Ripper. Wow, those are beefy.
No beefy boys. This
yeah,
is where Big Warrior
You're
starts
just gonna
taking
turn
over.
off, turn up
Khell
the phone again.
did enable
Try the TV,
more
turn it
hits
on,
to knock out that bulwark,
Yeah.
but
Tell him to
you
turn
know,
the
this is
TV off.
20 damage on board that Khell is representing here.
Yeah. I think Hell's gonna. I'm wondering because I think you gotta probably try to get that Kargath Prime in deck for sure.
Intriguing options with Skipper, Armorsmith, Galakrond, Horde Pillager right now would be a guaranteed bomb weapon. Shunsui just wants to gain as much armor as possible and play that Galakrond. Finds a buff Armorsmith.
Second studies, okay.
Khell rips his studies to
Ooh,
lead.
found Krasinov, okay.
Krasinov for more bulwark charges.
Yeah, that's pretty
What
good.
a find.
And there's also 22 damage still on board, so this is all the armor's going away here.
Yeah, now Shunsui almost certainly has to play some
And
combination of either
Yeah,
Brawl or Skipper Armorsmith.
Yeah.
Weirdly, Khell choosing just to gain 2 more armor and damage a minion. I guess fit it in while you can, but with the 2 charges on Bulwark, it didn't seem necessary.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like that play myself, but I don't know. I think he could have held it. I thought obviously if they didn't need Krasinov to hit a minion, I would have just played it on the minion, but yeah, there's no now Shunsui has to debate whether he wants to okay, he plays the brawl. Now Shunsui
Brawl pretty much had to come down there.
Oh,
Bad outcome for Shunsui here. Very
oh,
bad
wow,
outcome for
Oh, I would have made
Shunsui.
sure I was attack. I would have figured out how I was attacking before I did that, in case of taunt. And now to remove it. And even if there was a shield slam in armor, you couldn't remove it. All right, that is big for Khell.
Yeah, I don't really know what Shunsui does at this point. It looks like this is one of the major turning points in the game, and this should almost certainly swing it back into a very likely victory for Khell. Wow. That's going to be game.
Yep.
There's no way.
There's no way. Second brawl does absolutely nothing. Did it even remove? Oh. I'm not sure I like that.
I mean, he found the second brawl off the top. Sure, I guess you rip it. I don't know. This game's over.
No, you don't rip the brawl, but I mean, just for the sake of knowing there's 4 bombs. Oh, well, there's only 4 bombs in deck. Khell can't die. This is over.
Wait, hold on. How did that weapon get destroyed from Khell?
He attacked. He attacked the 4-2.
Oh, he killed the Horde Pillager. Oh, wow. No idea why he did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know why he killed the Horde Pillager. There's no.
I mean, if there was any possible chance for Shunsui to win, it involved that weapon being destroyed. So now there is an outside chance that Shunsui could actually win this game with like 4 consecutive bombs. But Khell dodges that.
Ceremonial Maul. Main deck Ceremonial Maul. GG's on that one. Big Warrior's gonna stay. Let's see. I guess we see I mean, we're obviously have to see Paladin or Demon Hunter, but what do you think into Big Warrior? What would you bring here? DH or Paladin?
Paladin every time.
Okay.
Paladin is a counter for it. DH actually loses most of the time to Big Warrior. So in a lot of ways, this could be the series because this is Hero Series, of course. This Big Warrior will stay up for Khell. Shinsui down to choosing between the Demon Hunter or the Paladin. And if he loses with the Paladin here, first, he needs to Q Paladin. And second, if he loses with it, this might be just a full sweep from Khell.
Definitely. Oh, loading into that. I'm gonna say Paladin as well. You're right.
I will
forgot
fight
DH is
with
getting
honor.
to it. Paladin is out.
Death.
And Paladin it is from Shinsui. So he's bringing the counter to the Warrior deck, and we'll see how this goes. Leading off with the first day of school, already has Aldor Attendant in hand, finding a Reliquary and a Battle Mage. All good finds for Shinsui here early.
This is the pure variant. Or, yeah, this is pure. There's everything in here. The other two cards says it. So that it's pure. So you're gonna see both of those one drop play now. I mean, that's just a lot of board presence.
I think I would have liked to see Shinsui go a little bit more efficient with a shot bot on 2, so he could hero power and play a 1-drop. But hey, easy draw 3 and a card right off the top on turn 3.
I'd like to draw like this Paladin. Anyways, Ceremonial Maul is good.
You see Maul kill the 2/2 naturally.
Yep.
Devout Pupil with no discounts for it yet. Probably just going to see a shot bot and a hero power.
Yeah.
There is a chance that Khell has, the coin and brawl right now. So there was an argument to not press the button just to be slightly better against brawl. As we can see, Khell does not have it. The shield block triggers that Ceremonial Maul.
Yeah, can trade with
and with the sword board now able to get rid of that goody 2 shields before it can activate its ability.
Yeah. So now
Very
I think
nice draw right off the top for Shinsui here to enable a much cleaner kill on that 3/3.
Oh yeah.
I hope he doesn't buff the 1/1. Okay.
I like putting on the Reliquary. There's an obvious. You can obviously also put it on the shot bot, and it's not bad. Oh wow!
I must have
Braggs a
prayed
Braggart
one
from the draw
unto
and gets a
yourself.
2-mana 3/5 to continue.
Yeah,
Just pushing damage.
This is bad.
This is very bad for Khell as his weapon, oh wow, but finds a brawl on turn 5 right off the top. Brutal for Shinsui here, and could be a major difference maker in Khell's ability to stay alive in this game.
That was one of the two better.
I
That was one of
do
the two
love
better
good studies.
outcomes. However, Pupil just come in. I believe that was a draw.
Yeah, a slightly discounted Pupil. He played the top deck one. Khell now with the coin commencement. No other realistic play to make.
Wow. Okay,
And
that's
Vargoth is gonna pull another one.
Oh, what a dud.
Pretty bad outcomes overall from that. I mean, I guess you're happy about Vargoth, but Vargoth pulling Kargath of all the minions does not feel great if you are the warrior.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the consecration to remove the divine shields. I mean, Shinsui is very, very close to being able to put this one away.
And the danger that Vargoth represents, I think you might need to kill Vargoth here. Shinsui just going for the efficiency route, but does not have a way to actually clear Vargoth right now, meaning if it doesn't attack, which I doubt, it will actually be able to cast a spell twice. If Khell draws a commencement off the top, it could be a major punish here.
Yeah, it's another commencement, but the Molten Breath
As it
is good.
stands, yeah, Molten Breath is gain 10 armor. Did Khell just swing face with the weapon? I thought for a second
No, Khell swung with the Vargoth only.
All right, now Shansui in an awkward spot where he's running out of cards, and Khell has a bunch of power bursts coming up. Without that brawl, I think it was very likely that Shansui just winds up fairly easily winning this game, but instead,
Khell has a
this is
chance
flip.
here. I mean, Blade Storm, Coerce. Now the big warrior is gonna roll. And
Yeah, Khell has more than just a chance. Although, you know, Shansui is still picking up some power. Blessing of Authority quite strong to
so
stick
he
on
has
the minion
training
after
to play
face hit.
Oh, I would have played Authority. I would have played Authority and got rid of the Proto Drake.
Well, the Proto Drake just spits out another thing. I like this move from Shansui here, just to have you get rid of the weapon that's blocking you, and then you put the other minion in the way here to try to protect this one. But Khell with Coerce, everything is coming up. Khell and AskHS right now.
Yeah, it is. And I mean the Justice. I mean, that's a really good pickup, Reliquary Prime. It is gonna heal and it can just get rid of that minion. However, there's just that Dimensional Ripper, and that's gonna be a big pickup. Although Rattlegore coming out of deck is, you don't like to see it with the Dimensional Ripper still in hand, but Rattlegore.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the two players' hands right here, this just screams we're going to game 3 with the warrior.
Yeah, I think so too. And the commencement pickup as well. Double. Wow. All right. Well, it's
wow.
Now this is.
I mean, that's a good find, I guess, but it's not nearly good enough.
I didn't like that. I wasn't so happy with the consecration play. And that was kind of why, as I was thinking, like, you got to save that for a Justice. And now Justice is coming down, so yeah, you clear the taunt and you can clear one of the 12 attackers, but there's just so much power on board. And
yeah, I mean,
mana card.
The Paladin doesn't run any silence. Khell could just slam the Rattlegore if he wanted. Looks like he wants. Oh,
gonna make the
okay.
A couple of really big minions.
This is also quite strong.
And yeah, this is helping
protect the 12. I think almost any card that Khell played would have won the game there.
Wow, I think so too. Yeah, even with that, there's nothing that can be picked up. Well,
maybe can find a miracle. The Lever of Hope. Does that save it?
It saves them for now.
Guess for a turn.
Yeah, just trade the. You just trade this. You can either. No. Oh,
easy for all. Yeah, this makes the most sense. Khell's just kind of face tank his damage. Push 19.
Push 19. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised, you know, that he hero powered instead of just playing the Rattlegore and floating 8 mana there.
Yeah, I think the Rattlegore. You're right. I like the Rattlegore.
Again, I don't think it matters. Khell just always wins from this position. Yeah. And there were no miracles to be found in that Lightforged Crusader. This is going to do it.
That would have been. Yeah, and he found the lethal. Wow, Khell winning an unfavored. That's massive.
And unfavorable victories so often are the crucial point in a hero match. Khell now having a very favorable matchup with the big warrior into Demon Hunter. Shansui needs to pull off 3 consecutive Demon Hunter wins. First, in an unfavorable against this warrior, and then also having to follow that up by finding a way to actually beat Khell's Mage and Hunter with the Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
There is a chance because Mage is usually favored for DH, and if the Hunter's a face hunter, it's also favored for DH. So this could swing.
It could.
But it all hinges first on Demon Hunter versus Warrior, which I have to give the edge to Khell here.
Unless, well, if it's an aggro Demon Hunter, it's really tough. Because Big Warrior probably will have a hard time against that. But otherwise, I think Big Warrior will be pretty fine. And we see it's a Soul DH, Penflinger variant Soul DH.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's
so. Yeah, that's been inclusion for a little bit. I think Rami pioneered it. But yeah, it's just been coming up more and more. Twin Slice alone makes Penflinger insane.
Yep. What match did we saw in Pro that had Penflinger in it?
Yes, last match.
That was a Demon Hunter.
Yep.
That was Demon Hunter. Yeah.
I love you, Ron.
Oh my gosh. He's not just doing this just because of Ron.
It's
Yep.
Hallow's End.
Brushy taught me how to do that. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yep. On Brushy's orders, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Happy Hallow's End.
Still no heck greetings.
C-Max disappointed.
And here, Shansui maybe just going to coin out this Mana Feeder for draw. Looks like he wants to do it. Also gets a minion on board that usually, Big Warrior's going to have a hard time contesting any early game.
Yeah. But
Khell looks anxious to play the Kargath. Not yet, buddy. One more turn.
One more turn, sir.
This power.
And yeah, Shansui just getting this 3-2 tempo on board now with no frags in deck. And here comes Blade Fist. It's going to clear up one of these minions, goes for the highest power.
No ways of... Well, there's now a Soul Shear, so...
Shansui is holding a Consume Magic. He can block the Kargath Prime from entering the deck.
Yeah, I think I might actually take that play, although there are better targets than Kargath for that. I mean, obviously, there's Rattlegore, there's Drake, there's...
Well, you also might just be hoping that, you never see Kargath Prime, because if you do, the game is pretty much going to be over with that 10 armor gain and a 10-10 rusher on the board. Instead, might want to just hold Consume Magic to try to get through something like a Commencement Taunt Divine Shield.
Yeah. Just all the armor gain. A 1 turn early on the top deck skull.
Yeah, we see skulls very awkwardly positioned in Shansui's hand. It's going to be very hard to find a way to get them to draw with discounts.
I think we just see double sword. Sword coerce hero power.
Yeah, Khell very easily just, gaining armor, staying out of range. Doesn't even use that second sword and board. Sees no reason to be afraid of the Mana Feeder.
Yeah, the way that this lines up, it's going to be very tough. Once we get to the... Yeah, he just mouse over Deathwing. Like, Deathwing on 8 is going to be really good. Play Purgatory on 8 as well.
Yeah, Shansui's just throwing damage right now, but Khell has
on board. I mean, the Blade Storm just comes out here, I think. Yeah, shield block for draw. Yeah.
Khell again. Gain armor, remove board, survive until your power turns. And, I mean, that turn 8, 9, 10 for Khell looks insurmountable.
Yeah. Which... yeah. I mean, you could...
Sorry, guys.
I mean, you gotta hold Kane.
Khell's just waiting to play the 12-12. That's all he wants to do, play a 12-12.
Yeah.
And yeah, Shansui's just throwing damage. I don't see a way that he wins this, honestly.
No, I don't either. That's just because we have caster vision. Honestly, Shansui just needs to Shansui knows that now it gets tough. And
there's the Deathwing.
There's the Deathwing, but that's
12-9 on the board.
It's one of the... Obviously, it's just something you don't want to see.
And that's a Militia with 0 frags in deck.
Yeah, both frags used. There was an option to not even play the Mystic, because you wouldn't have a way to get any other souls in case you drew Militia, but I mean, it's not like Militia giving 1 doesn't do anything.
Demons?
Demons. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you skull for draw, and you hope. I mean, that's probably your best bet at this point.
I mean, you could tank 12 to not take more over multiple turns and try to set up an easier skull. If you go Kane, second slice, hero power, blade dance.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, you just skull for no discounts, but that means you're probably taking 12 over multiple turns.
Yeah, none of this Yeah, you're just taking a lot of damage. Molten Breath in, but Rattlegore should just be the
Again, as mentioned, yeah, this looks unwinnable. You play a Rattlegore, and unless he has Consume Magic, this minion just sticks and beats him up. Even if he plays the Consume Magic,
Okay,
you've
but
got a
there's
12-9 and a 9-9 on board.
now there's a chance. There's a slightly better chance, right? Or is it just death regardless with that Marrow Slicer?
Well, let's count. Is there any possible way? Marrow Slicer 4,
No.
5, 6, 7.
I don't
Still
think
can't
so, right?
get a full
Can't-
clear. You can leave up 9 on board though. If you
Yeah.
play Marrow Slicer and the second slice and a Blade Dance
kill
and a
the-
Hero Power,
Yeah.
the 2/2 can trade into the Deathwing to kill it.
Mhm.
I suppose you can just smack into the Rattlegore to clear it if you want to. But he has to press the button and Blade Dance in order to actually clear out lethal, which he does. Then it just remains to be seen whether he wants to leave the 9/2 up or kill it now.
Grows short.
I guess sending 7 kinda sorta enables hitting face and using the Adept to clear the Rattlegore might be the thinking. Or maybe planning on using Kane to kill Rattlegore, but this is 9 hitting face. Shunsui goes down to 9 here.
Oh, it's over.
There's yeah, as
There's
mentioned
nothing.
before, the 8, 9, 10 curve from Khell looked unwinnable for Shunsui, and this is going to do it. Congratulations to AskHS and Khell knocking out previously undefeated NoProsHere, and oddly enough, continuing a trend of the undefeated team losing round 1 of the playoffs.
Wow.
All that's left is the concede or the self-kill.
No, there's another option. There's roping.
I grow impatient.
Yeah, Shun won't do that.
I know Shun's got mad respect for all of his players that he sends to the Shadow Realm or sends himself to the Shadow Realm. So
yeah.
I guess, it's worth like exploring all possibilities. Skull, what could find Twin Slice and Double Chaos Strike or something, and
Yeah, Chaos.
you have
10.
yeah. I mean, like he's throwing max damage.
Yeah,
Props to throwing max damage at face, but it's still guaranteed over.
Yeah.
You possess true power.
Congrats to Khell. Massive job. Like, really good navigating. I mean, a lot of kind of key.
Yeah, there's the big warrior sweep. So NoProsHere is eliminated from playoffs. AskHS will advance to have at least one team still being represented for the Teal Conference as they move on to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Teal's alive.
Can we get Khell in here for an interview?
we can certainly do that. Just hold the line, please.
If you need Khell to get
Sounds
added in, I
good.
have him as a friend.
All right,
There
this
it
interview's
is.
over.
Congratulations, Khell.
This interview's over.
Dude, I was my heart was racing
No.
that whole series. Oh my god.
Shit. You done great.
So,
Yeah.
wow, yeah, Big Warrior just absolutely stomped in those 3 games. There was only one unfavorable there, and honestly, once the Big Warrior took it down against the Paladin, that brawl draw off the top, I think, was the major difference maker in that entire series.
Yeah, so I was looking at my deck tracker and I'm like, all right, it's brawl or bust here. Like I could have played Bulwark and probably bought myself another turn, but then I still would have had to deal with the board, so
Right, and then you also crucially lose all 4 charges on the Bulwark that prevents you from, surviving future turns from his bursts. So, massive pickup there that was big, but well navigated, I think, through the majority of those games there. Big Warrior just doing what it does, getting big stuff on the board, gaining armor, removing things, and then smacking them in the face with giant minions. So really nicely done.
Yeah.
Today is the first time I've ever played that deck.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Well, there you go.
I thought it was interesting. There was one play. You did open yourself up to a what probably would have been a shockingly tilting loss, but by swinging the bulwark into the 4-2 in the warrior versus warrior, you lost your chance of actually dodging bomb damage, and
Yes.
you opened up a lethal possibility that didn't exist before the swing.
Yes. So, like I said, this is the first day that I've ever played this deck. I have less than 10 games on the deck.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that when I swing into the minion, it's going to consume 2 charges.
Oh, you were thinking it only lost one. I get it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I was really curious about that play, so that makes sense. Just not knowing that it first, of course, loses a charge from the swing, and second loses a charge from preventing damage face.
Yeah, so that was 100% a misplay.
Okay.
But I mean, regardless, you know, that was one misplay out of 3 games, and still like a hugely favorable position that you were in, and a tiny chance that you could have possibly lost because of that one small mistake. Not punished, and continued to just pretty much dominate the rest of those games. You know, props to bring in a deck that you've got no experience with. It definitely paid off, as it really shined in, you know, the matchup between these classes. Was that something you and your team discussed beforehand, to bring Big Warrior as an edge?
Yes, one of my teammates talked me into bringing it because he told me if you get past Demon Hunter with this, you sweep, and he was correct.
And I'm going to assume
I
that's
would have thought Paladin
Shoe.
for the get through.
Yeah, Big Warrior's pretty favored against Demon Hunter. It's Paladin that was the matchup that you were most afraid of.
And in the Paladin game, I absolutely high rolled, and I should not have. I don't feel like I should have won that game. So on top of the Brawl top deck, on turn 6, I coined Commencement, and it pulled Vargoth. And Vargoth casted a second Commencement, not a coin. So I also really high rolled there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Vargoth could have actually cast coin. That would have been a disgustingly bad outcome for you. I think you always want to coin the commencement there, though. You're not really expecting that Vargoth is going to be pulled. And even if he is, it's a 50-50. And you kind of lost the commencement pull off of it because Kargath wasn't great from Vargoth there. But then Shansui actually ignored the Vargoth, allowing you to gain 10 armor, which was massive.
Yeah, I was amazed that I thought for sure he was going to prioritize killing Vargoth there. But maybe he thought that, well, I've already played Commencement, and I don't have 10 mana for Dimensional Ripper, so...
Yeah, I was surprised about that too.
Yeah, but regardless, I think that was one of the points where things changed pretty significantly. Like, once the brawl came down, you were at a point where you could really start to swing the matchup in your favor, and you took that and ran with it, and it went to the tune of a complete Big Warrior sweep to get AskHS through to the next round of the playoffs. And what are your thoughts on knocking off undefeated NoProsHere?
I am so proud of my team this season, and I am just very happy and glad that I could pull through for them this week, because they've been kicking ass all season, and I knew we could take down NPH. For one, they got caster cursed. And 2, like someone mentioned on Saloon, you know, there's that undefeated teams always lose first round in playoffs.
Yeah, I guess fate was on your side here. It definitely worked out, and congrats to you. Congrats to AskHS. Is there anything in particular about the match in general you want to mention, or other shout-outs that you want to give?
Honestly, I just feel kind of dirty. I feel bad for Shansui because he is a much better player than those games showcased, and I just absolutely hit the nuts.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Big Warrior does that kind of thing where if it wins, a lot of times it wins in what feels like a blowout. But there are breakpoints in that in those series is where you kind of see it go a different way. But if it starts going the Big Warriors way, then it looks like a dominating win. It's just kind of the nature of the deck.
Mhm.
So I think we can all
For
kind of take
sure.
that with a grain of salt.
I've been on the losing side of those tilting losses like that, and I know it never feels good on the other side. So I just wanted to give Shunsui some props because I know he's a much better player than what those games showed.
Well, speaking of giving Shunsui some props, Shunsui actually is interested in hopping into the call if you'd be okay with having him join us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
See if we can hear from the legendary duelist himself.
The Shadow Realm is calling.
As we wait with bated breath for Shunsui to accept the call.
I don't know what the theme music is for getting summoned from the Shadow Realm too.
Maybe you can tell us.
It's been a while.
Where did he go? There he is. The Shadow Realm calls. And now he's muted.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
What up?
You tell us, man. You tell us.
Yeah, I needed to get around that deck game one, but the draws was a little tough. Like, he didn't draw any bombs, I don't think. And I put like 7 in his deck, and he had like maybe 16 cards left.
I think I drew 1, and at the end of the game, I had 5 in the deck.
Okay. Yeah, well, shout out to you, man. You did really good. Your math was on point. I did what I could, man. Like, it was a good game. I tried my best.
Yeah, no, like I was actually just saying to these guys, like, you are a much, much better player than those games showcased. I just absolutely high rolled and hit the nuts.
I didn't prep to be. I didn't prep for control. But I didn't want to load up with tech cards. I wanted to like keep my deck tight so I could do what the decks actually do. If I did too many tech cards, I feel I would have been doing like 2 or 3 things, and that wouldn't have been efficient, you know.
For sure.
What kind of mage deck was you running? That was my biggest concern because I wanted to ban Pally, but I was also thinking about banning Warrior. But I was like, I think I should ban Pally because I figured you was going to ban my Hunter or my Paladin.
Well, yeah, your Hunter could have swept me, I think.
You may want to ask him that question off stream too, since Khell still has additional playoff matches to play in the future and may not want to tip his hand.
Right.
Yeah, I'll DM you on Discord what my decks were.
True that. I went O and X on stream this season, man. It just hasn't been good. Just hasn't been real good to me.
Well, you had a pretty solid hero season over NPH in the 5, and sometimes it just happens to end this way. But you gave it your best shot. Big Warrior did its Big Warrior thing, and I mean, really effectively countered your lineup other than Paladin. So, unfortunately, when the Paladin lost, it looked like it was all but over for you. But there's always next season, and we have some representation from Teal, which isn't all bad. I'm sure it isn't too much consolation for you, Shunsui, but as a member of Teal Conference, I'm a little bit relieved that Teal wasn't, completely destroyed
Blasted
in
out
the first round.
I concur because I'm on Teal too. So
yeah, I can dig it. I appreciate y'all time, man. Thank you for letting me get on stream. I have to go train in the shadows and hopefully come back next season.
There you go. Hard training in the Shadow Realm, dude.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sounds good. Take care, my man.
Thanks.
Shout out to Khell, man. Good fight, bro. Good fight. I appreciate your time.
You too. Thank you, Sean.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Khell. Was there any other shout outs you wanted to blast away while you're on stream for?
Thank you guys in the whole content department for trying to get as many of these playoff matches on stream as you can. It's been a really exciting week. I've been like refreshing the page constantly, looking at scores and stuff. So
yeah, always a thrill ride in the playoffs. Thank you for playing on stream, and thank all you viewers for tuning in too. I hope we provided some good entertainment for you, some exciting matches with some good implications, and of course, there's always more, as Saku can tell us.
Yeah, so just to, I guess, complete the show. So we do have our shows that we're broadcasting on Monday. So we have Wilding Out on Monday, the Saloon on Tuesday. Keep on forgetting the Hearth Center on Wednesday. I don't know why. It's probably because it's Dawn Day. You know,
because Brushy Tune is on there.
Yeah.
No, we
That's
don't
right.
need to shout out to
That's
the
right.
show.
Then we have Tavern Talk, which is featuring our Doctorfeesh there. And then we have Friday Night Fights with Saturday, Salty Saturday, and then Showdown, Sunday
Right back around
Showdowns.
to Sunday.
Yeah. So tune into those. It's going to be more playoffs. Definitely going to be some more hype with Legacy. Last weekend, Legacy is going to get finished up here, so that's gonna be interesting to see how teams do.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's about it. Any other final comments from our casting crew?
I'm ready.
Saku is the best.
No,
My magic
you make
will
me that way.
tear you apart.
Presto blasto!
I'm ready.
But yeah, just once again, thank you again to everybody who always tunes into the show. It's such a blast to be a part of the casting crew. Thank you guys for including me on this, and I'm excited to see some more matches upcoming soon with some more exciting implications for the stretch run of making playoffs for Legacy, later actual playoff matches in Hero, and Pro should be winding down in the next few weeks as well, and get some more excitement there. So keep
quarterfinals,
stay tuned to this
for...
channel. Exciting Hearthstone action.
Exactly. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you on Monday. Take care.
See you.
You require my assistance?
You gotta be kidding me! Kidding me! Kidding me! Kidding me!
Someday I'll be just like you!
I'm master of magics!
Where am I?